What's up, everybody? TC here, coming at you with a gaming video, and today we're gonna talk about the console wars. Also, on top of that, I would like to talk about PC gaming. Sorry, that's a bit how I feel inside when those words are said together. But to start off, I'd actually like to comment a bit about last video. So I've had some nice comments. Thanks for everyone that has gave me some positive comments. Pretty much everyone was positive, except my brother. He says, "Nice video, bro, but maybe you should clean up your room." You kidding me? Bro, I know you're like getting close to 40 and all, but I don't think you need to become my mother just yet. Just joking. Honestly, my brother is really cool. We get along together very well, and I'm actually glad that he gave me some constructive criticism. It's hard to say that word. And I'll ask anyone to give me any kind of constructive criticism moving forward. As you can see, I kind of changed my setup a bit. I kind of like it here. You see a bit less of my mess because I do have lots of stuff that I don't really have room to really store away, like my boxes and stuff. But I think this is a bit cleaner, so I took your advice, bro, and I hope you like it more. Maybe anyone, if you want to comment down below whether you prefer the old videos setup or this one here. The camera's a bit lower this time, so you don't really get to see my Walmart shorts that I wear at home all the time. Those that know me know exactly what kind of shorts I'm talking about, but you still get to see like my hand movements and stuff. So this is my new setup. We'll see how it goes. Now, we did have a giveaway last week at school. It was really cool. Lots of people were interested in my older PC parts that I didn't need anymore. So thanks for everyone who participated, and congratulations on the winners. Again, hopefully everything works perfectly. I would feel really bad if you feel like you won something and then it didn't end up working, because I didn't get to test these things, but I'm pretty sure all of those parts work properly. If there's one thing that might not work as well, so if it happens, I apologize for that, but I just figured it'd be better to give this stuff away than to just leave it right over here in my boxes doing nothing. So hopefully you enjoy that, and well, let's just jump into it. Okay, so the console war. Maybe it's something you've never heard before. Basically, there's three main companies fighting for the gamers' money, basically. It all started with Nintendo and Sega back when I was a little kid. Eventually, Sega got defeated. They still make some games and stuff, but they don't have their own systems anymore. Sony jumped on board in the N64 era, so they had their PlayStation 1 going up against the 64. That's kind of when Sega died. And once Sega died, I guess it kind of made room for Microsoft to jump in with their Xbox, which was in the same generation as PS2 and the GameCube. So since then, it's been like this race between these three giants, Nintendo, Sony being Japanese, and well, the big bad green wolf that is Microsoft from Seattle, America, trying their best to stay relevant in the gaming scene. So let's start by talking about this generation right now. We're towards the end of a generation. We should see an announcement for like the PS5. I'm guessing the Switch is gonna get a newer, slimmer or a more powerful Switch version maybe this year in 2019. That's my guess. And well, we'll see what Microsoft does with their Xbox too. Let's start with the Switch. I bought the Switch about a little more than a year ago during the Christmas vacation because I really wanted to play Zelda. So one thing about the Switch which is really cool is that they have great first-party games, which means first-party means Nintendo, the creator of the console, are making the games just for the consoles. And well, we all know that they have some very good IPs, which means intellectual property, including obviously Mario, Zelda being the two big ones, but they have a bunch others, and of course they have like Super Smash where they include all sorts of different characters into it. So all these games really make me want to grab a Switch for this reason. Last year I got it mostly for Zelda, and I know Mario Odyssey was going to be pretty good, which it was, but to me it didn't compare to Zelda Breath of the Wild. So I basically spent about like $500 mostly just on Zelda, and I figured that, you know, there will be other games like Mario Odyssey, Super Smash, and even the Xenoblade game that would kind of be worth worth looking at anyway. So first party games, really good. I super enjoyed Breath of the Wild, and Mario Odyssey was really good too last year. The other thing cool about the Switch is the flexibility. So the flexibility is definitely something that is interesting. We know that Nintendo would like to innovate a lot, and they this time they have this Switch where you can literally switch from putting it on your TV or taking it in your hands. And the coolest thing about it is that it literally happens instantly. You just take it out and then boom, you can play on it. For me, it's not a huge deal because I'm not a big like, on-the-go kind of a gamer. I do like to sit down and play the games. I also don't use the bus or the train or anything like that anymore. I walk to school, so I don't really have this downtime to play some mobile. So for me, the on-the-go aspect of the Switch isn't that great, except for one thing. It's so great to live in 2019. You can actually play some Super Smash or whatever, and then when you gotta go to the washroom, you can actually just grab it and then play on the toilet. Isn't it a good time to be alive? So that's a funny thing, but I think pretty much everyone kind of does that, and I think it's hilarious. So Nintendo was very successful with the Switch. The Wii U is not, so good for them. They're back in business. The Switch costs you around $380 right now, which is a bit lower than the other consoles. However, if you're going to be playing Breath of the Wild or any serious game, you probably want the Pro Controller, which is costly. If you want more than one Joy-Con, those can cost about $100. Don't forget that this is all in Canadian prices, so all the prices I'm talking about will be in Canadian. Which can rack up very fast, okay? Not only that, but you do now have to pay if you want to pay online and stuff, which I think is terrible, but that console gamers have to do that, to pay for like some kind of online subscription, and on top of that you need to pay for your internet. I don't like that so much, but that's the way it is. So Switch, pretty good. I highly recommend this system. Next, PS4. So I bought a PS4 in February, so I was kind of I played 3 games on the Switch, and then I was like, okay. There was a long list, again, of exclusives that I wanted to play on PS4. Can't play those games on PC. They only came out with PS4. Some gaming companies make a deal with like Sony or Nintendo or whatever, and they can only come out on that system, so that, well, the popularity of the system can get, a boost or whatever. So I had like this long list, like almost like 10 games that over the last 4 or 5 years that I've wanted to play on the PS4. I just never owned one. So the list was getting pretty big. My bank account was getting large enough that I could afford to buy one, which is nice because that's never been the case. So buying the PS4 Pro and the Switch, to be honest, was definitely like a luxury for me. But I felt like I could afford it now finally, and I use it enough that it's definitely not a waste of money. So I got that in February. I got to play a bunch of games that I never played before. Now, I'll go more into details for games in another video, but let's just say that the main reason I bought PS4 are for the exclusives, and I think that's the reason why PS4 sort of won this generation of gaming, as Sony won with the PS4, mostly because of those great exclusives, including God of War. Boy, was that a good game. So, very good. Also, PS4 is a bit more mature than the Switch. Nintendo are coming out with a bit more mature games. Like, they've always been known to be very kiddie, which is unfortunate for older gamers like me, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Zelda can be as kiddie as it wants. If they come out with games that much of high quality, I don't mind it if there's no mature content in there at all. It's all good. It is nice sometimes to play more mature games on the PS4, though, I will admit, okay? The PS4 is going for around $500 right now. I'm pretty sure I bought it for $400, but I guess I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it last year, but I bought the Star Wars edition, which I knew I wasn't gonna like Battlefront, but it does look pretty cool, and it was pretty cheap. I think I played like an hour of Battlefront and then I left it, as I expected. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but the whole Star Wars problem right now is a totally different situation or conversation to have. So yeah, I didn't have to buy, it comes with a controller, it comes with everything you need. I didn't really have to buy anything else in games for that, so it wasn't too expensive. Now, moving on, Microsoft. Xbone, the Xbox One. First of all, the Xbox line has never been something that interests me very much. I don't know exactly what it is. Well, I know what it is about the Xbox One that I don't like, but anyway, so for me it's not really my thing, but I know lots of people like the Xbox and there's lots of good things to say about it. first of all, the Xbox One X, which is a terrible name. I don't know why they did that. The Xbox One X is right now the strongest, by far, the strongest console on the market. So that's where you'll find the best graphics and basically the best performance out of a console. It is stronger than the PS4 Pro, which is also quite strong, but it is, you know, it's been tested that it's the strongest one out there, which is cool. The only problem with Xbox is that their exclusives suck. They straight up don't have anything interesting, to me at least, and we can see that their, you know, first party or whatever, their games that you can only play on Xbox aren't very good or interesting, at least to me, and I think to most gamers, to be honest. So that is a problem that they're having right now. But they do have some good things to say, which is the Game Pass. So they've initiated this Game Pass system, which is really good for any kind of budget gamer, right? So maybe you have a regular Xbox, so not One X. You have a regular Xbox One, let's say, and you do this Game Pass, so 12 bucks Canadian a month, and you get access to like 80 to 100 games, something like that. There's a lot of games, and lots of them are like real, you know, AAA games that you would pay 80 bucks to buy on release day. So 12 bucks a month, 12 times 12, 144. So 144 a year to play a unlimited game. Well, not any game, right? Obviously, there's no PS4 exclusives and stuff like that, but still, you have access to lots of games. When you think about it, 144 is not even the cost of 2 full, you know, AAA games that come out on release at 80 bucks. So it's less than 2 games. If you're gonna be buying more than 2 games in a year, maybe that's something you wanna think about. The Xbox, the Microsoft Games Pass. Another thing to mention is that Microsoft obviously makes Windows and is very close to PC gaming. So all the games that come out on Xbox always come out on Windows, and they run really well on Windows because it's this kind of the same thing. So that's another reason why I never need an Xbox, is because, well, I play on my computer. Any game that I can play on my computer, I will. So there's no point for me to look at anything else, including the Xbox, when I can play all those games on basically a better machine, which is my computer. So another thing. Xbone coming out at $526 right now, dollars. So it is the Xbox One X. They have this Fallout 76 pack. The regular Xbox One X is 50 bucks more, near 600, but the cheapest one I could find on Amazon is the Fallout 76. That game is such a disaster that instead of paying for the game, they're literally paying you to play the game. So I just want to do a little tangent here on pre-ordering and the disaster that was Fallout 76. The game came out broken. They had all sorts of different pre-ordering deals, and this is happening more and more in gaming. Whereas companies know that people are gonna pre-buy all the games because, you know, they think they have a good reputation or whatever. So they already make money before the game's out, and they kind of force it out broken or unfinished, and it's been having a pretty big impact in 2018 on the quality of games. So, pro tip from a teacher: please don't pre-order games. Everyone that pre-orders games is kind of adding to this problem for all gamers, that games are coming out broken with bad quality. You know, there's a bunch of exceptions during 2018. Obviously, I mentioned God of War and the good games like that. But you got a big company like Bethesda bringing out a complete, you know, broken product like that, and really, you know, everyone feels cheated. The game's already discounted. It might go free to play. And all of those that basically pre-ordered it kind of got bit this one time. But it's gonna keep happening if we keep pre-ordering games. I know sometimes it's very hard not to, or you're very tempted to do it. For example, if there's a new Zelda game coming out from Nintendo in, like, I don't know, 5 years, I guess, I will be tempted to pre-order it because I know what I'm getting, and I really trust Nintendo that when they come out with a Zelda game, the quality is awesome. It might not be my favorite Zelda game, but the quality is there and I know it. But it's still better not to pre-order in these cases, just so that the companies that don't come out with quality don't get tempted to release games broken just because they can make that money earlier on. Or some companies now are coming out with like a fake beta where players can pre-buy and play the game earlier than everyone else, when really it's not a beta, it's just like a early access kind of thing. to get people to pre-buy. Obviously, you got the little bonuses that they put in for pre-ordering, but really, I know it's tempting, but I really ask everyone, in 2019, we got to stop this whole pre-ordering stuff. Buy it day one, sure. There's going to be reviews. Usually there's reviews coming out a few days before release from like big YouTubers or whatever. Check those reviews. If everything looks good and the game is not broken, yeah, buy it day one, sure. You know, it'll cost you $80, but still, you're not feeding into the problem of the pre-ordering that has been really rampant in like 2017, 18, and is becoming a clear problem for us gamers at least. Alright, so I noticed that my video is getting a bit too long, so I'll end it here. I'll talk about PC gaming another time. I have lots of things to say about that too. So for today, we'll just talk about the consoles. We'll end it right there. So I hope you have a good day, a good night, and peace out.